Hello, Pisces. Welcome to Lotus Heart Tarot. I'm so excited to have you here. We're just going to dive straight into your reading today. If you're new to my channel, welcome, welcome. I am very happy to have you. These are general readings, so just take what resonates and leave the rest. Here we go. For Pisces, please, Spirit, for Pisces, what does Pisces need to know? Pisces, you have a past person and you have a new person. A lot of you do, or it's coming. I feel there's a connection here that is friends first, and I feel like there's a connection here where there's something I don't know where that belongs. I feel like this goes over here. I feel like there's something here that hasn't developed fully yet. You may be friends with this person, or you may have met this person. You may be starting to develop something with this person. And for some of you, this is someone that you haven't met yet that's going to come in the form of a friend, or there's some other type of relationship. It doesn't start off just romantically. This isn't someone that you meet online. This isn't someone that you meet, maybe you meet them out, but there's something about shared interest, or it's almost like this relationship is developing without a plan, or without like, yeah, I'm going to leave that just like that. I don't know if someone is a single parent here. I don't know if the new person or the past person is a single parent. I feel like that is just a card that came out as confirmation for someone. Then you have this sort of complicated energy, okay? So you have this lost interest, you have iced out. And it says left questioning it all, ghosted, abandonment wounds, heart thawing out, recent breakup, unanswered messages, emotionally distant. And then you have lost in translation, unsent messages, someone plays dumb, a big misunderstanding, regretful words, two people not on the same page. And then you have this inner child, childhood memories, healing the neglected wounds, blockages in love, subconscious programming, thoughts of having children, finding time for fun. Someone may be dealing with someone. I know for sure, because I can just feel it. Not all of you are dealing with a single parent, or not all of you are single parents. There's just this, I feel that is some type of confirmation for someone. In fact, I feel really guided to just take one card on it. As further confirmation. I'm looking for a zodiac sign or some Queen of Wands, Eight of Wands, the Hermit. I feel like this is potentially a fire sign, or this is someone dealing with a fire sign, or possibly a Virgo, or someone with Virgo in their chart. You know, like you may be a Pisces sun, Virgo moon, or Virgo rising, or Virgo Venus, or you know what I mean? A major placement in Virgo. Here's what I feel. Because this has the Eight of Wands and this has unsent messages, there may be someone here who's dealing with someone who is a single parent, or they are a single parent. There's still a high level of desire here in this connection. It may even be that there is a shared child that keeps communication open. The desire has not stopped. And in fact, the more time this person spends on their own thinking about what they want, I think the more attractive this situation becomes. And I feel like I'm going to leave that there, and I'm not going to go any further or talk about this card anymore. Okay. So hopefully if that's you, or if that's resonating with you, that's enough information for you to know whether this is your story or not. Okay. But it's too specific for me to spend too much time in a general reading on. And some of you, this energy is tied to this energy, or this energy is tied to this energy. Okay. So you have on the bottom of the deck, runaway lover, fears of rejection, self-sabotage in relationships, non-committal behavior, avoiding confrontation, bouncing to the next love too soon, confusing actions. For some of you, Pisces, I almost kind of think this is your energy of where, because in this friends first energy, it says choosing fun over drama. Out with the boys / girls, would rather hang out with friends, third wheeling. Friends don't get along with someone's partner. I actually feel like there's something here where it's like this situation has been drama, or this situation has caused some type of emotional upheaval, where it's like there just comes a point where you're like, okay, you know what, I don't think this is serving my highest and best purpose. And it's sort of like as you're moving away from the situation, or as you're pulling your energy back from the situation, you may meet this person, or it may even be that you have even like a group of friends that comes into your life that's like, why are you still dealing with this? And it's not even like, it may not even be about that. It may just be that they are really fun, and that it's easy, and that, it's less complicated, and you don't have to, sort of deal with some of the things that you were dealing with before with this connection. And because it's easier, you're just sort of spending more time in that direction. Or it's like these friends have come into your life, or this situation has come into your life to help you, almost like Eight of Cups, something that's not serving your highest and best good. All right, so this is what I feel like we're dealing with. Friends first. Friends first. Wow. Okay. So Pisces, there is this energy of something not working out. You have failure here. And it says, I understand that a mistake is only an opportunity to learn. So it's kind of like one of these situations where it's like, I really understand and respect the fact that this person was a soulmate, and that, maybe it wasn't necessarily meant to work out, or that, maybe they were supposed to come into my life to help me learn something about myself, or something about the way that I am in relationships, or something that may not have necessarily been serving my highest and best good. They may have pointed it out, like, especially if you're if you tend to be an overgiver or too understanding, or you take fix-it projects rather than looking for someone who's already whole. It may have just exposed something. And then it's like, well, what is that feeding within you? Why are you choosing those things? Like what, because we choose the things that have some kind of value for us, even if it looks like they don't have value, it is serving some kind of purpose for us, or we wouldn't continue to choose it. So, but when it's not a healthy choice that we're making, it's like we got to get to the bottom of what's causing that choice. Is it that we feel we don't deserve better than that at the core of our being? Is it because, we're sort of, someone who has been through a lot of pain in their life, and we see other people suffering, and we have so much compassion and so much empathy for it that we rush in to try to help those people? Or you didn't have anyone to help you, and so you want to offer what you learned or what really helped you to this person. The thing is, you are probably choosing people who are emotionally unavailable. And is that because you have been through such a hard time, yourself that you actually are trying to avoid emotional intimacy or getting hurt again by choosing people who aren't able to really grow emotional intimacy with you. Like, what is it? I mean, it can be a whole host of things, but once we figure that out, we're free from it. Once we figure it out, once our awareness has been brought to it, that this exists in our subconscious mind and is guiding our choices, we can release it into the conscious mind, and then we can purge it and release it and have some kind of different experience. There is mourning some kind of loss of a connection, or mourning the loss of someone or something. And it says, I understand that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it. And the thing is, if you were to get some kind of awareness from something that didn't work out, that freed you for the rest of your life from something that you were dealing with, my gosh, wouldn't you be thankful? Wouldn't you be grateful for that experience? All right, so let's, but see, I feel like now we're free to choose different. Now we're free to choose something that's healthy, something that's balanced, something that, it feels like there's no drama, no chaos. There's not a lot of pressure on this situation here. Wow. So you have this energy of indecision. I use my intuition in all aspects of my life and health. I will honor the physical vessel that enshrines my soul. And then you have forgiveness on the bottom of the deck when we're talking about this past person over here. And, this is when, let's just go with the scenario that you see someone who's broken or suffering, and you have been broken and suffered in much the same way, or because you have ever been broken or suffered, you have empathy for this person, and you are offering your wisdom, your experience, what worked for you to this person. And yet this person stays in a position of not choosing you or not choosing the connection. What are you supposed to do with that? And how do you reconcile that when you're like, I'm giving you so much, I'm offering you something that no one ever offered me, that I had to find the hard way? Well, when you look at that, not everyone wants to be healthy. Not everyone wants to heal. Not everyone, is trying to rise above their circumstances. Beyond that, sometimes suffering serves a purpose. It's like, well, I'm never going to amount to anything, or I don't really have to apply myself in these areas of my life because, I'm never going to be whole, or I'm always going to be this child that was neglected, that was abandoned, this spouse that was cheated on, that was mistreated. And I'm going to use that as an excuse to stay stagnant for the rest of my life and to just protect myself. We're spiritual beings having a human experience. We are meant to grow. We are meant to evolve. We are meant to move with the ebb and the flow of change, the cycle of the universe, the natural energy of, connectedness to all that is, which is constantly evolving and changing. So when we put the brakes on in our life, we are fighting the current, and we are fighting connection, not just with ourselves, but with everything that is. And so when someone sits in a position of indecision and is like, well, I can't make up my mind and da 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 da, that's very representational about who they are and about what is really serving their purpose, or what choice they're choosing. And you can't inspire someone really to choose health other than by choosing it for yourself and being that pillar of consciousness of healthy choice, of, yeah, that happened to me, but I didn't let it define me, but I didn't let the past, kind of take over my present and my future, right? So there's this energy of, just understanding that when someone sits in an energy of indecision, that is a decision, and it is a choice, and there is a reason most likely behind it. And with forgiveness on the bottom of the deck, it says, I acknowledge that harboring resentment blocks the flow of love. You know, this goes back to that question, you know, Brene Brown asked for years, you know, do you believe that people are fundamentally doing the best they can from where they're at? Because if you do, then you recognize in this past person that, you know, they are a spiritual being having a human experience, and their human experience has led them to a heavy place, right? When you're heavy and you're in those lower vibrational energies, you can't go with the flow. You can't go with change. You just sink to the bottom. And you can hang out there as long as you want to. You know, the universe is going to try to break you free many times, but if your goal is to stay there so that you don't have to get into the fracas and fray of life again, you'll be able to do it. You'll cling to it. You'll use every free will choice you have to do that. And there's nothing anyone can really do to save you. You have to save yourself. You have to choose your own health and well-being, your own present moment, your own future moment. And honestly, if you believe that souls are reincarnated, you're not just doing the work for your soul in this life. You're doing the work for your soul in every life that comes after this too. You know what I'm saying? You're paying it forward for yourself, you know, karmically and in every other way, you know, enlightenment. So there's just this energy of someone who is making decisions from a place of pain, and they may be doing the best that they can. And in that way, we can say, okay, you didn't accept the help that I offered. You didn't accept the love that I tried to give you. I forgive you. I understand. You're doing the best you can from where you are at. You too are a spiritual being having a human experience. And I can hold a space of love for you. I can send you metta. I can exist in my own sense of freedom and my own sense of ability to make healthy choices for myself and choose to go in a different direction and leave you with the seeds that I planted and hope that those seeds someday take root and grow, and that you are able to evolve and change and bring yourself out of this bottomless pit the same way that I did, in the same way that others do all the time. Wow. See, Pisces, you're getting manifest on this energy. This is something, you know, when you turn your head to this energy of, you know, of needing to make healthy choices for yourself, you begin to manifest. You begin to look for toward creation, right? Rather than the past. You know, you look toward what is possible and what you can make with it. And you begin to create. And when the energy of creation is that energy of manifestation, it's bringing the unseen into the seen. It's bringing it in and into reality from the, into reality. It's interesting. I'm so drawn to the fact that this is like the skull of something that has, you know, once been alive and is no longer alive. and there around it are all of these crystals. And so it's almost like something that, like, have you guys seen, like, oh my gosh, how do I not have one right here? An anemone, or, oh my gosh, I have so many of them. They're like fossils. It's like it was a shell, it was a home of an animal a long time ago, and then it got pressed into rock, and now it has this new beautiful life as this fossilized anemone shell, right? And so there's kind of this energy of like being possibly even going through some kind of pressure or going through something that it's like it is fundamentally changing you. It's like you are both the same but also very different. You're taking on almost some kind of like new life entirely. And it's almost as if like the relationships that you forge and find at this time are reflective of this change. And it's like you were beautiful before, but you're beautiful in a different way now, and in some ways it is the same, and in some ways it's completely different. I don't know how to describe it, but it's like almost like what you're seeing come into your life is reflective of your new composition as you have let go, as you have looked for the gift or the opportunity in what didn't work out, and you have turned your focus to creation rather than staying stuck focused on this energy. It's like you now have the freedom to manifest different things, or the freedom to even see the possibilities that are extremely different than what you may have seen when you manifested this. It's like going beyond a certain place. I feel this energy. You have the wilding on the bottom of the deck, which looks a lot like the Two of Swords, which is an energy I definitely picked up on with this past person, especially with indecision. The Two of Swords typically means indecision, someone who's not really willing to look at the reality of what's there and not really willing to open their heart to what's there, to choose it. They're just going to stay in this position of protecting themselves and being emotionally unavailable and not being willing to see what is in front of them in order to make an informed and empowered choice. Their indecision becomes their decision, right? But the wilding also is a card that talks about like really connecting with oh, here's one. Connecting with the most primal parts of you, which is this energy that I'm feeling with this shell. It's like, this shell has always been this shape. This shell has always, looked like this to a certain extent, right? But now it has had a lot of pressure and sediment and other aspects introduced to it that have hardened and really become part of its physical makeup. But some parts of it are still the same. And the wilding energy is asking you to focus on those primal parts of you that kind of have sort of always been fundamental or core to who you've been through all of these transformations. So interesting energy there. It's like you'll know what your needs are, or you'll know what is most important to create as you evolve through that space. Wow. So, oh my gosh. Is this like a hermit crab? Or, oh no, that's an armadillo. Oh my God. At first I saw that as the sea anemone, and I was like, that is too freaky for words. That definitely happens sometimes, and that it still kind of freaks me out, even though it's not a shell, it's an armadillo. But whoa, there is this energy of knowing when to pull back, knowing when to trust, and also knowing how to let people earn your existence in their life, right? If, you know, like through their actions, through their, gosh, how do I want to say this? The paradox card on the bottom of the deck is really like grabbing my attention. This is like saying two things can be true at the same time, right? And, you know, we can both be loving and be giving and hold a boundary at the same time. And we can, you know, hold a boundary and forge a connection at the same time. And there is something that is to be learned from this past connection about doing that, about you know, being always putting ourselves kind of first with ourselves. You know what I mean? This isn't like demanding having our own way in a relationship or like making someone else bend or yield to your desires. It has nothing to do with that. It has everything to do with, you know, how am I doing? Where am I at? What am I willing to give? What am I receiving in return for what I'm giving? Is it equal? Is it reciprocal? Am I, you know, because when we have a tendency to see someone who is broken and say, okay, I want to go in there and I want to love this person back to life. I want to love this person back to health, and then I want to love them forever. And this journey that we are on through healing from the brokenness together will only serve to strengthen our relationship. What that tends to foster is codependency. What that tends to foster is my health and well-being is dependent on your health and well-being, because what I'm putting my focus on is no longer myself and my own health and well-being, but I'm putting my focus on your health and well-being, almost at the sacrifice or the detriment of my own, without making that conscious choice and without really being aware that that's what I'm choosing. I'm just prioritizing you because you're broken and you're on fire, and I'm trying to help put that fire out, whether you actually really want me to or not. You know what I'm saying? Because some people will even say, yeah, I want to be healthy. Yeah, I want a relationship. Yeah. But there are also people who, if you look at their actions, consistently choose the opposite. And so they say what they kind of want to hear and what they know other people want to hear. And what they know is what they're kind of like, quote unquote, supposed to say, but it may not be their truth. And how do we develop trust? We develop trust by watching people's actions. We develop trust by slowly, day after day, pouring into something, collaborating equally, reciprocally, sharing a vision, sharing a plan, and then working together to bring that into life, into reality. And we may think, okay, but if we're dealing with someone who's wounded or broken, you know, they can't contribute the same thing. No, they can't. But if you are patient and you allow that person to contribute what they are able, and you only contribute as much as they're contributing, you're giving them the space and the freedom to meet you halfway. You're giving them the space and the freedom to continue to contribute what they can. And there is a love and a gift in not overgiving and meeting them more than halfway and giving too much to the situation. When you give too much to the situation, you stunt someone's growth. You actually take away their ability to meet you in the middle, because you've already crossed the line. You haven't held your boundary. You haven't allowed the trust to build between you. And the thing is, healing is an experience. We don't like, okay, if I tell you, man, I went to the Grand Canyon and it's beautiful. It's so gorgeous. The Colorado River, the way it carves through that canyon, the way that it was built over all those years. I saw hummingbirds. I saw beautiful flowers. I saw all these things, the scent of the juniper trees and the sun on my face. And oh my gosh, you're like, wow, that's cool. The Grand Canyon, huh? Maybe I want to see that for myself, right? But it's not the same as seeing it for yourself or experiencing it for yourself. And healing is the same way. Healing is a deeply personal experience. And you finding your own way, and having to find your own way in some ways was a gift, because you experienced the path that you made, every twist, every turn, you sought every piece of information, you experienced every step of that path. And because of that, it's taken really deep root within you. And it's now something that you can actually share and give with other people, right? But you have to wait until those people choose you, right? You have to wait until those people are like, wow, you know what? I actually want to heal too, or I want those experiences as well. And I'm seeking knowledge that reflects that. I'm making the choice to choose something that is healthy, in hopes that it helps me foster that same energy within myself and seek those same things out in the universe. This is why, like, for me, I feel you're choosing me, right, on YouTube. You don't have to watch my videos, but you're choosing to, which to me says that, you know, you too are on a healing path just like I am, right? And we are sharing information, we're sharing energy. You know, you all are reciprocating with me by your comments, your likes, your views, encouraging me to keep going on my path too, right? And so we're sharing this experience, we're sharing this space, and we are kind of on this path more together than me kind of dragging you along. You know what I mean? Because I couldn't do that, because I can't force you to watch my videos, or I can't say, you know, I see you're broken and you need to heal, so I'm going to shove my stuff down your throat all the time. You would be so turned off by that. You actually wouldn't really want that. You would resist that. Because part of it is experiencing it for yourself. Part of it is choosing what resonates with you and continuing on that path. And that's why I'm always offering to you the spaces where I'm learning valuable things, like Michael Singer, like Tara Brach, like Paulo Coelho, like, you know, Oprah Winfrey, Maya Angelou, like, you know, all these places. And so, you know, because those are my sources, and if you want to experience them for yourself and take with you, get from it what you want, that is available to you, right? When I share the source with you. And that's why I do it. And also to give those people credit for their brilliance. But this is what I see here with the paradox, the boundaries, and the trust. It is possible to foster a space of love and deep relationship development without overgiving, with allowing that person the opportunity to come on the path or to not come on the path, right? And not investing so much that initially, before someone is really showing that they are meeting you halfway, that you almost create an imbalance in the connection immediately anyway. And I think that that is one of the reasons why you're experiencing something new in a different way, where there's like friends first, where there's a different type of relationship that isn't so kind of enmeshed, is how it feels. All right. Let's dive into the tarot, shall we? Let's just see what's going on. I'm just going to do kind of a general spread today and just see what's up. What does Pisces need to know, please, Spirit? What does Pisces need to know in this situation? If Pisces is resonating with it, what does Pisces need to know? Wow, the High Priestess was the first card that flipped. And then you have the Wayfarer, the Four of Swords, the Ace of Swords, and the Ten of Cups. Man, oh man. Huh. And you have Awakening on the bottom of the deck. You're at a crossroads, Pisces, with the Wayfarer energy. This is the Lover's energy, but it's the energy of a choice. And with the Four of Swords and the Ace of Swords, the choice you're making here is reflective of the path of healing and enlightenment and clarity and wisdom that you've kind of been on. it's the path that is best for you is illuminating itself very clearly here. And you know, it is, you know, even with the Judgment card being called the Awakening, wow, underneath that is the Death card, and underneath that is the Magician energy. So this is, you're starting a brand new cycle here. And this is really a cycle of trusting your intuition and you know, making choices from the place you're in now and seeing the result of those choices. And it is leading you toward emotional contentment with another person. It's kind of like have faith and trust with this Ace of Swords and this Ten of Cups. You know, you're standing at a choice point, and it becomes very clear that you are using your free will choices from a foundation of health and well-being with the Four of Swords mentally. It's like you have released and let go of some things, or sort of let them come up from the subconscious into the conscious mind, and you've released them, that they were a reflection of your suffering, not of your health and well-being. Like you can see here in this Four of Swords card, you see these three swords that are over here. This is the energy of suffering. It's behind you. You've left it in the past, and making the choices, you know, coming to the crossroads, coming to the path where, you know, two paths diverge in a woods, and I chose the one less traveled, and it's made all the difference, or whatever is coming to me here. And you see she's got that snake, and you know how I'm always talking about shedding the skin, the limitations that we once had in order to grow. And so this energy, this choice is coming from the foundation. The four is always the foundation, that you have finally once and for all put your suffering behind you, and you're seeing things clearly, and your free will choices are a victory of the success you've had. Even with this crown, it's giving me crown chakra energy. You see how there's a hat here and a crown here, of your connection here to your own highest and best, to choices that reflect something that is much higher vibrationally than what your suffering was. That was sometimes driving your choices in the past. And, you know, when we are choosing someone based on the fact that they are suffering and that we can relate to it because we have also suffered, then that choice is a reflection of that suffering in its own way, right? It is. It's a reflection of the fact that we have suffered, and that's why we're able to understand this. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. I'm just saying that the result of this sometimes may be more suffering, because the suffering is the platform or the foundation for the decision. And so when we're using this Ace of Swords, when we are seeing things clearly and we're coming from a place of, you know, victory and success and clarity, the clarity that comes from healing and from, you know, putting our suffering kind of behind us, then the choices that we make are going to show up very differently. You've got Jupiter and you've got all this abundance right here. It's showing me growth and expansion. It's showing me this energy of choosing a path of greater abundance, not emptiness, not just going on the same path that we have been on, right? These paths may look the same initially, but they're very different. They're taking you in very different places, okay? So that's what I see happening here. And the abundance that it feels like is coming in is emotional contentment with another person. And, you know, here, notice the choice. I don't feel the choice is between two people at this point. I think this choice is a choice for yourself. It's just you with you. What are the choices you're making? And what this manifest energy is, you know, what you're bringing into the world, and what your world, as within, so without. So what those choices are reflective of, this health, of this sense of well-being that you now hold in your life, that is now your foundation. Then what you're manifesting is of a much higher vibration. It's coming from this space of you really listening to your own intuition and really acting in your own highest and best interest and good. And that is creating, you know, kind of a brand new experience. It's definitely a transformation where one part of your life is ending and a new part of your life is pulling you up. And you are the alchemist. You are the creator, the manifester, the one driving this and making this really happen for yourself. All right, so I'm just going to look at the best possible outcome that we have here. Best possible outcome for Pisces at this time. Wow. Guys. Okay. Oh my gosh. Pisces, you're meeting someone who's whole and healthy. You have the Nine of Crystals with the King of Acorns, which is the King of Pentacles with the nine. No, it's the, oh my God. It is the Nine of Pentacles, thank you, with the King of Wands. And you have the Tower and you have the Nine of Cups with the Page of Cups on the bottom of the deck. So what is coming into your life is in harmony with your authentic heart space. This card even says intuition and inspiration. But this is, you know, the Page of Cups is our most authentic space in our heart that is just us with us, you know, and it is our true deep desire, our true deep yearning and longing in this life. It's you know, it may even go beyond this life. But when I see the Nine of Crystals with the King of Wands, this is someone who knows what they want and they're going to go after it, and they're coming from their own solid foundation. This person already has security and abundance. This person is optimistic and innovative. You know, they're going to make things happen. They're going to pursue their passion. They're not going to be held back. With this Tower, I feel something is coming in very quickly. And this, okay, so there's some kind of transformation that's coming in very quickly as you release something and allow this clarity to really guide you. A period of waiting for things to change or waiting for things to happen that has kept you stuck is ending. It's no longer resonating with your vibration. It's no longer a match. It's something that it's like, yeah, look at that Four of Swords energy with the World card. You've healed, you've closed out the cycle. Wow, Queen of Wands matched to that King of Wands. Holy Jesus, Pisces, my God. You're calling in a divine partner. I swear I just had a private reading that went so similarly to this. If that was you and you're watching, wow. But you know, typically a lot of things that show up in private readings are also things that show up for the collective, and there's a reason for that. There's a reason why so many Pisces resonate with the same video and the same energy. You know, I think it has a lot to do with astrology personally, but you know, there are unexplainable things that we just can sometimes accept because they are so clearly true, right? But I mean, they are for me. I don't know if they are for you, but anyway, you are releasing yourself from something that is lower vibrational, that has not been serving your highest and best through a process of healing. And that process of healing is coming to an end, and it's leaving you in a position where you are the manifester of your dreams. You are the creator of your life. You are, with the Queen of Wands energy, you know, this is someone who knows what they want and they manifest it. They don't chase it. They manifest it. And you can see there is a king answering the call. There is action coming towards you. in a way in which it's not going to be waylaid or like misdirected or stopped by some kind of obstacle or detour. You know what I mean? But this is definitely marking the end of you sort of just waiting for things to happen, or sort of taking life as it comes, or, you know, sort of maybe even focusing on something that has already served its purpose in your life with the Death card. You know, when our body is, you know, we're a soul that's tethered to this physical experience through our breath, right? And when our body gives out, we release it. We don't stay with the body. We let it go, and we, as a spirit, move beyond this space that we're in with this heavy human body that we're attached to, right? And it's sort of, I feel that energy with this Death card of, you know, there's something that was serving this purpose, but it's actually become so heavy that it's no longer a vibrational match for where you are. And so there's this energy of releasing yourself, freeing yourself, finding that freedom to let something go that's not serving you. And that is maybe even keeping you stuck, and maybe someone else's inability to move with the ebb and flow of life has sort of taken you out of the ebb and flow of life. Like, instead of healing that person's energy has affected your energy. You feel what I'm saying? So let me get you some messages. Pisces, if you are dealing with a water sign, you were the best thing in my life. I feel you leaving me behind. Release, radical acceptance, and surrender can help you let go. I daydream about a life with you, and acceptance. Everything happens for a reason. If you're dealing with a fire sign, Pisces, I am not financially stable. I do love you. Soulmate. Your soulmate loves, accepts, and respects you. I am not over you. Healing. Old wounds and childhood issues need revisiting. Rejection. This rejection is actually divine protection. Time apart. Some distance will help bring clarity. I feel so happy with you. I wish things could be different. If you're dealing with an earth sign, true love, this love is emotional, physical, and unconditional. The time just wasn't right for us. I look for you everywhere. Different pages. You and this person don't share the same vision. I'm so attracted to you. I want to feel that way again. And if you're dealing with an air sign, Pisces, we both know I am not the one for you. Abundance, you've done the work. Abundance flows to you now. I don't know why this happened. I feel the sexual tension. Forgiveness, forgiving yourself or another will help you move forward. Leap of faith, it's safe for you to make the move you're considering. And self-care, clear your energy field and focus on yourself before acting. Pisces, this is what I have for you today. I hope it helps. I hope it brings you peace and clarity. Until next time, guys. I send you off with all my very best. Always, always, always. Bye-bye.